Hey guys, and Stars here. We're back for a video tutorial. We're going to step away from doing the series right this second. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use the claim system on Pokefreaks. And that claim system is grief prevention. We're going to go to my workshop and I'm going to walk you through just about every step that I can think of to walk you through. It's going to be very interesting, and I think after this is done, you might be an expert. So let's get started here. The thing to remember is the two tools that you will always use. Well, you won't use the stick as much, but the golden shovel. The golden shovel is what you can create a claim with and extend a claim with. And I'll show you how to do that. Now, the stick will actually tell you if there's a claim in the blocks that you're trying to do. Sometimes it should tell you who the claim belongs to, and I'll show you how to use that as well. So let's get to the workshop. Tutorial. I probably spelled that wrong. Okay, so this is my workshop, and we're going to first start with, when you're a new player, the first thing you do is set down a chest. The chest will automatically put down depending on the server, the default is a 4x4. If you look here, that is what a 4x4 looks like. That is what the chest will automatically give you. And, you know, it's a chest, so you can claim it, you can do whatever. You can even extend it, which I'll show you in a later thing here. When you are extending the claim or creating a new claim, the minimum size that you can do is a 10 by 10. And the reason why is this is to prevent issues when it comes to people just randomly doing two claim block size randomly to bug other players and stuff like that. It's kind of a grief prevention method within the grief prevention plugin. I've seen servers that it has messed up, but this is a 10 by 10 plot. This is how big something is. This is claimed by me, and we'll come back to this. But with this, you can build, do whatever you want. Nobody can touch your claim unless you allow them, and I'll show you what that means here. So this is a claim that I've claimed for somebody else. So I can show you certain aspects of it. When you're on somebody else's claim, it's not going to allow you to use anything without being trusted. So this is trying to use chest. This is trying to use the lever, and this is trying to use the button. This again, trying to use something here. So we're trying to use it. It's not letting us. However, the one downside is if you use a pressure plate, the pressure plate will still go off. So stepping on the pressure plate will still open the door. I'm not quite sure why they allowed that, but that's the way the plugin is made. So if you want your people to stay out, don't use a pressure plate. Okay, so we're going to talk about getting stuck in claims real quick. I've seen people jump into fences somehow and get stuck where they can't go anywhere. So we're going to talk about that command. So you're stuck in a claim. Pretend there's nothing here because I can't really build here because it's somebody else's claim. Now, you type /trapped, and what that does is it will teleport you just outside your claim. Outside the claim itself, and it will just teleport you. 10 seconds, it will teleport you. However, if you're inside your own claim, it will give you a completely different message. You can build here, save yourself, or if you're inside no claim, it will tell you the same thing. So you really can't spam that, stuff like that. That's the thing. Now we're going to talk about trusting people. There are several types of trusts. The first one we're going to talk about is access trust. And what access trust does is gives the person the ability to use just like doors, buttons, and levers. If you see here, I can't open the chest. However, I can turn everything on and open the door. Can do everything but open the chests. I can't build. If you see here, I can't build either. So that is access trust. To use that, you are going to type /access trust and then the name. Okay? Whatever the person you want to access trust it. Without that command, nobody can enter your house unless you have a hole in it or something. And then we're going to talk about container trust. Container trust is just as that. It allows you to use the chest. It also allows you access to the normal access trust stuff. Again, you can't build. It's not going to let you build at all. So let's talk about the next one. Just plain trust. Well, I'm sorry, let's backtrack. /container trust is the command that you type in to actually trust somebody with containers and below. That's what you took. And then you got /trust. This is trusting people. /trust lets them access containers, access stuff like doors and buttons and stuff like that, and it also allows them to build. I'm trusted in this, so I can build, blah blah blah, stuff like that. So it allows me to build. So the last thing that we're working on with the trust list is the management trust. Now this is the trust that you don't hand out to anybody unless you really trust them. And what it is I'll show you trust list. If it lets me. Okay, so it explains that I am the manager trust, and then I also have build trust. Now this would same work as if you give somebody access trust and it gives them management trust. The management trust allows somebody to trust another person with the trust that you have given them. So if they have only access trust, they can access trust everybody else. If they have container trust, they can container trust somebody else. And so on and so on. So if they have builder trust, they can let somebody else build on your land themselves. So don't trust just anybody with that. Obviously, like I said, we'll /trust. Let's see, /trust mandudes as an example. So now I can trust mandudes on this land. However, if I go back to this one and just try to trust mandudes, it tells me that I don't have the permission to manage the trust. So you could tell the difference here. Now we're going to talk about some separate commands here. I walked you through /trust. Now we're talking about /untrust. /untrust allows you to fix a mistake or untrust somebody on the land. So you untrust, then mandudes. Mandudes would be the person I would untrust. And now he's no longer on the list. So if you want to untrust somebody, you do it that way. Now, if you're wanting to untrust somebody on all your land, you step out of the claim and then put as if you were doing that. It's the same deal if you want to trust somebody on all your lands. That's what it does. It grants permission trust on all the lands. So, you know, if you're building a town and you have several claims, you know, stuff like that. Another thing is, one of the biggest questions is, how do I get rid of my land? You know, I'm wanting to move. Why can't I take my claims blocks with me? Well, you can. You step inside the claim, which you can see here, and then you /abandon claim. And it will tell you, hey, you abandoned claim, you now have this much claim blocks. Now, with that much claim blocks, you can claim again, no biggie. However, if you're wanting to bypass everything and you want to just abandon all your claims to get all your claim block back, I'm not going to actually enter the thing there because I really don't want to lose all my claims. but it's /abandon all claims. And you hit enter, it's going to ask you, sometimes it will ask you, are you sure you want to do that? You're going to make sure that you are outside your claims, and then click that. We're not going to do that, so yeah, so I don't want to mess that up. And now we're going to talk about a couple things that people aren't aware of, like extending our claims. So we have a claim here, and we need to extend it 10 by 10. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, it's not 10 by 10, so it's saying that the claim is too long. 1, 2, 3, and I ran out of room. So what's going to end up happening is you would claim 10 by 10, and it would claim 10 by 10. I can't really show you, which I guess I can now. Let's abandon this claim like we showed before. Now the claim's there. There's no claim here at all. Now, let's say you had that. Now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then back 1, 2. Oh. We'll just claim. Apparently I have some issues here. And then it's 10 by 10. So, see, that's too small. Now that's perfect. So it's going to automatically claim. That's 10 by 10 for you. There's another couple things. Buy claim blocks, sell claim blocks. To buy claim blocks, you say it's buy claim blocks. And then the number. I'm going to buy 10. I'm sorry, I should have put blocks. And then it says it's withdrawn this much money, and I now have an extra 10 claim blocks. Now I could do the same thing and sell instead, but it will sell for, depending on the server, it will sell for the lower amount. It will say deposited 20 in your bank because I sold 10. Usually not worth selling your claim blocks, but some people do, some people don't. It's just something that you learn to do. Now we're going to talk about something that is very rare that people ever use. I discovered it a long time ago when I was making a town. I started inviting people in. This is called subdivide claims. This is for a thing that if you want to invite somebody in your town but don't want to give them overall claim trusts, you can divide the claim into smaller parts and only trust them in that part. So with your shovel, and keep in mind, if you go off your shovel, the special claiming ability will disappear. So you'll have to type this command in again. And it's subdivide claims. Now, it's a subdivision mode. And what it will do is you can do 1 block or you can do 10. But it will give you this little white thing and show you the outside of the claim itself. And you can trust somebody in this white. So we'll trust Mandudes. And you'll see on the trust list that he is obviously trusted. Okay. However, outside of this white area, he's not trusted. So the only place that he can build is in this trust area. You can do as many as you want. There's not a limit outside your or inside your claim, and you can put 50 other people in there. Trust your friends, make a town, something like that. Now, let's say something else that is very worth mentioning outside of this, and what we'll close on, is building. When you're building something, and you don't know where your claim ends, there is a small thing that pops up when you go outside your claim. It will explain, other people can build here too, it means that your claim is not protected. So anybody can break it. And obviously you don't want that. That's an obvious thing. If you want to let people break your claim and stuff like that, that is always your choice. But yeah, those are the insides and outs of the claim system. Everything that you need to know as a player, I've showed you in this video. You know, that's basically what you're going to do, guys. Well, my name is Stars. I hope you enjoyed my grief prevention claim system video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. If I didn't touch up on something, please let me know. I will be glad to maybe do a revision to my video. Well, guys, my name is Stars. The Stars is real. You have a wonderful day.